A report examining the 1996 Women's Reservation Bill had recommended a quota for OBC women once the Constitution was amended to allow reservation for OBCs. However, this recommendation was not incorporated in the subsequent draft of the legislation. The 2023 bill is undoubtedly a huge step towards women's empowerment. However, any move to provide subquotas might prove counterproductive as the focus will shift to competing caste claims, while gender considerations will take a back seat. Also, unending demands of dominant castes for quotas are bound to derail the women's empowerment agenda. Rising above party lines, the lawmakers should concentrate on the basic quota of 33% and work out a roadmap to ensure its effective implementation. The key objective should be to give greater opportunities to women, no matter which background they belong to. The euphoria over the new bill has already been dampened by the fact that the reservation will come into effect only after the completion of the census and delimitation exercise. Insisting on a quota within quota will further undermine the promising legislation. With the lid blown off the registration of sale deeds of acquired land, the Haryana government has its task cut out. The Punjab and Haryana High Court's directions to the Chief Secretary to adopt mechanisms for curbing such practices hint at a scandalous nexus between builders and the Department of Town and Country Planning. Costs of 1 lakh rupees have been imposed on the petitioners for concealment of facts. The bench has called for an inquiry into the grant of licenses to private builders for the development of residential colonies on government land. If the commission of penal offences is established, criminal proceedings are to follow. The government would do well to act expeditiously. Fixing responsibility of erring officials is essential. Any laxity on that count would amount to condoning corruption and the dubious dealings of the land mafia. Updating revenue records by marking the government-acquired land throughout the state, as the bench has ordered, is a key first step. If done meticulously, it could reduce to a large extent the risk of colonizers and officials joining hands to indulge in foul play. Ambiguities in land records, grant of approvals without due diligence, and lack of awareness can lead to devastating consequences for unsuspecting customers. The densely populated illegal colony at Khori village in Faridabad exemplifies the rot. The dwellers were tricked into buying government land and were given illegal power and water connections. The houses were finally razed on court orders. The regularization of illegal colonies seemingly follows a similar pattern with different results. First, the illegality is allowed to take place. The land mafia, officials and political facilitators all presumably gain. At some point of time, the dwellers are put on notice. Eventually, Their electoral allegiance is secured by putting the stamp of legality on their dwellings. This vicious cycle has to be broken.